Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Desert Adventures in Ironwood Forest National Monument. Hope you're having a good Monday morning. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Looks like Sandra was first in the house. Thank you, Sandra, for being here. Tracy is here also, My Journey to Health. Good morning, Tracy. And thank you. She came over here from Ava's Live this morning. Ava Potterfield and Friends has a live every morning at 6 o'clock my time. And she gave me a shout out this morning. So thank you, Ava, very much for that. Appreciate that. And there's Tim. Mo bang for your bucks. Good morning, Tim. Good morning. And there's the other Tim. CRView is here. Good morning. Thank you very much, guys. They're up there work camping up in Colorado, and we're looking forward to seeing them when they get down here to the Quartzsite area. There's Ron Darrell. Good morning, Ron. Hope you're doing well. Dream on Wheels is here. Now, do we have Travis or Unai? I would guess probably Unai. Yes, Unai. Good morning, Unai. Thank you very much for joining us today. We're back home here at home base here in the Ironwood Forest National Monument where we live. We spent last week with Roy and Becky's travels up in the cool forest up in Flagstaff, Arizona. And we had a great time hanging out with them. Good to see you too. Thank you very much. So we took Starlink up there. I know I have some photos and pictures in the background, and we'll talk about that in a little while. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about our trip up to the forest. We were up in the Coconino Forest hanging out with Roy and Becky's travels, camping with them, and we actually took Starlink with us. We have Starlink on the house, and I'm using that right now to talk to you through StreamYard. And it works really well at the house. I've tested it out, but I wanted to know how well it would do in the forest. So we took it up there. I packed it all up, threw it in the RV, and we drove it up there and set it up in the trees. Well, it didn't work real well in the trees because we had, obstructions. It did work somewhat, but we decided to relocate. And so Roy and Becky and Oki and I found an area with a meadow, a larger meadow. And so we set it up there, ran it off of batteries, 12-volt batteries, and it worked great. In fact, Roy and Becky did a couple of live streams with it to test it out because they're thinking about getting Starlink also. So really happy that it worked out and that they could try it out. Good morning. Johnny's Journey is here. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it very much. And we have I am Zach's son. Thank you for coming in today. We appreciate it. We have Moonlight Adventures here. Good morning. Good morning. So Starlink did not get overheated in the desert. No, it works really well up here. It has a great app that we use to keep an eye on it. In fact, I'll show it here to you. It's an app you can put on your phone. See, it says Starlink. And then I can look at statistics. And you can see that top one there shows uptime. And you want that graph at the very top up there. When we have an outage, and we had many of them up there when we were under the trees in the forest, we'll have a lot of dips. It shows latency and, of course, your usage right there. And then you can do speed tests and all of that. But you can take it mobile, and that's what we did. And we were very happy with it. You do have to get out into an open area, and I'll show you that here in a minute. There's Ava Potterfield. Good morning, Ava. Thank you for joining us. Oh, yeah, she was going to cook some good stuff this morning. She was making me hungry. Hungry. And there's Gracie and Jacques. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Sandra's saying hello. There's Ann J. Ann J is probably doing that 4-letter word. I think they call it work. Thank you, Ann, for being here. So Moonlight says, on the waiting list for Starlink, can't wait until we get it. That's great. A couple neighbors have it here, and they're real happy with it. It took us, we ordered it in January. It arrived in March, and we've been very happy with it. Now, when I took it mobile, I had to add an extra $25 to our account, pay an extra $25 to take it mobile. But again, it worked out great. Everybody's saying hello. And there's my sister, Tanya. Good morning, Tanya. She's up in northeastern Iowa. She's popped in here to watch, and I appreciate that, sister. Love you to death. And we have Tracy, Jolly Matilda. She's over in Virginia. Good morning, good morning. Yes, the 4-letter word. Well, Ann, thank you for working and contributing your part to society. I did that for over 45 years, and now I am enjoying the fruits of my labor and no longer having to work. Yeah, Mobang doesn't like work, but he's doing it. He's out there doing it. We have Joy Blessed Life here. Good morning. Thank you very much for being here. Oh, that's right. CRV has Starlink. Oh, he calls it Star Kink. But Starlink, little fat finger work there, Tim. That's great. That's right. You guys have it too. And you're up in the forest up there in the Gunnison area. So it really is a game changer. And I'm excited to see Roy and Becky get it too. There's Gracie saying hello. Tracy saying hi. And there's Marshall. Good morning, Marshall. Marshall just finished a movie. He's a set designer and art director for movie sets. And he's back home in Kentucky and just got off a movie. And I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I think it was a Netflix movie that Marshall posted. I'll have to go watch that, Marshall. I'm not sure if you can share that with us, but if you look at Marshall's van, he has a small van that he converted to a camper stealth van, and he can basically park anywhere he wants, and you can't hardly tell he's even in there. Great channel, and if you look at the quality of work in his van, um, I can understand why people hire him to do that type of work. He's just very good at it. We have James here, James Catnese. Good morning, James. Thank you for spending the morning with us. Appreciate it. Everybody's saying hello. Joy Blessed Life says, I've been thinking about Starlink because we're on a business plan with AT&T, and it's been terrible the last couple of months, buffering terrible. And I think Starlink, according to what I saw in the app, they have a business plan. I'm not sure what it cost, but I can tell you residential service and mobile service, I mean, it just works great. And you can add a whole lot of items on your network. You know, I have 12 on the network right now, and it's working fine, including even smart bulbs. You know, the smart bulbs you can hook up to your Wi-Fi and you can turn them on and off and program them. I have one on the back porch and one on the front porch that I have turn on and off at specific times during the night. And I have that running through the Wi-Fi, which is also part of the Starlink. Okay, Gracie and Jacques also have Starlink. Within a week of ordering it, I have the RB package. That's great. And I think, Gracie, it worked great for you, didn't you? I think you took it mobile also. Okay, so here is Marshall's series he worked on, just came out on Netflix, called Lost Ollie. It's a live action series. And Marshall actually did a lot of the set work and stuff on that, and some of the artistic work. And that's true, Tim. You can actually mooch linking on Wi-Fi, and that's what we did up in the forest. We had Roy and Becky could connect to our Wi-Fi, provided they were close enough, and it even the app has has information on how far your range goes on your Wi-Fi part of Starlink, and you can walk around and check signal strength. It's just a great app. It works great for that. But yeah, you can share it, and nomads do that. Everybody's saying hello. There you go, Marshall. Gracie will be watching. Well, Marshall, it's easy to talk, say good things. I'm always positive and look at the good side of everything. But for you, it's easy, buddy, because you just do great work. And I'm proud to call myself your friend. We can pay and play with our nomads that do have Starlink, and that's true, very true. There is so much bandwidth that it's really difficult to load it down. I have grandkids, and they all have their three of them come over, and they all have their devices, and they're streaming, and we're watching Netflix on the TV, and everything running, and it just works great. It doesn't skip a beat. All right, so this movie is geared towards kids. However, I think adults would like it too. That's good to know. Yeah, and Gracie is using it out there. As long as there aren't any obstructions, it works great. Okay, so there's another one that Marshall's working on. It's called St. Clair. The other movie he just finished won't be out for another year. Okay, Marshall, I will not forget, so you'll have to remind us later on to watch St. Clair when it does come out. We will watch it. There's Tracy. All right, Tracy's getting ready to travel. That's always fun. Seems like it's a lot of work to get ready. Not as much work to do the travel, and of course, cleaning up when you get home is always fun. Oh, there you go, Tim. Barbecue Korean ribs. Tim's the cook out there. Whenever he shows up in camp, everybody's clapping and asking him, "What are you making for us?" Well, Marshall, we just got back from hanging out with Roy and Becky. We're just kind of vegging out. I've got the RV put away and cleaned up, everything unpacked. We were kind of watching monsoon storms, and we're just taking it easy right now. Just need to use for uploading vlogs when I'm in the middle of nowhere. And it works great for that, Tim. It works really well for that. And that's the thing, if you have a lot of trees. Now, if you look to the north, that's where the antenna points. And the antenna looks and finds satellites by itself and tracks those. And if you have a clear view to the north of wherever you're sitting in North America, you should be in pretty good shape. Safe travels to Tracy. So let's check the weather here. We're hoping for rain, but I think we're in the clear for rain right now. Hey Siri, what's the weather today?
It's currently clear and 82 degrees. Today's high will be 100 degrees, and the low will be 75 degrees.
Wow. It's going to be 100 today. Yikes. Well, we've enjoyed some little bit of rain, not enough, but it's going to be 100 degrees and we're going to be hot for a while, it looks like. So Joy Bless Life, I did record videos, posted one. Okay. It's the portion after the truck ride. You can check it out. Seemed to work great walking around and even on the tree bridge. Yeah, if you hang out with Tim, you got to have a cheat day or 2 or 3 on your diet for sure. We enjoyed eating his good food up there in Quartzsite at Box Van D's meetup last January. We have Weekend RVing here. Good morning, good morning. Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it very much. Hoping to see you guys get back into live streaming. I'm not sure if you started yet, but we sure did enjoy watching you. Ah, keto egg rolls just for you. There you go. Put your order in for the next meetup. Yeah, Millie and James. Millie and James from Weekend RVing. I think James went to work and Millie went to work, and they've been so busy they haven't had time to do much live streaming. That 4-letter word, you know, that You have to do that work thing. We have Grandma Kelly stopped in. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for spending your morning with us. So Marshall has a question. How long does the monsoon season last? Officially, it starts June 15th and runs through September 15th. That's what they call monsoon season here. It actually realistically doesn't start until July, the first weekend of July. And typically by the end of August is when we have our strongest storms, and then it's pretty well done. So we're getting close to the end of August. We'll have to see how it goes. It's drying out now, and the temperatures are going up. It's going to be 100 today. So we may be done with it, but we're hoping not. Absolutely, Grandma Kelly. You're welcome anytime. Uh-oh. Egg rolls menu just grew into regular, veggie, and keto. All right. Tim's got his marching orders there. Joy Blessed Life. I used my 360 yesterday at the water park. Yeah, they get some interesting shots. Unusual shots are good. More work, mo bang. Yeah, we love it when you feed us, Tim. Especially in the morning. Yeah, Tim has his marching orders. Oh, thank you, Grandma Kelly, for being a new member. I have something to play for you.
Awesome!
Thank you very much for joining the channel. I appreciate it. Since I'm over here, let's talk a little bit about flowers that we're seeing out here now. And this morning when we got up, we had some flowers on some of our cactus. Here's a barrel cactus I'm going to show you right here. This flower behind me that you see around me, let me see if I can move that. This purple flower you see around me is Texas sage, and we have that in the front of our property, and we really enjoy it. It blooms whenever it gets rained on, which is 3 or 4 times a year, and they're just fantastic flowers. Let's see here. I need to remove myself. And I'm back. See, I think I had a couple more. Here's a little video I took this morning. We have what's called a monster cactus, very unusual cactus, and it only blooms at night. Typically once a year after the monsoon rains, we'll see blooms on these cactus. We have them around the front of the property, and they only bloom at night. And this morning we got up early and we just caught this bloom. We take that off, go back here. We just caught this bloom, and there was actually a bee buzzing around. So that bee didn't care I was even there. It was just collecting pollen from that flower. And that was a pretty cool find. Let's see here. Tracy says, we have a GoPro. We use the phones for filming more than anything. And I do the same, Tracy. I use the phone for most of my filming now. And the GoPro gets pulled out once in a while. Marshall says, we have a cactus from Arizona. It also only blooms at night. It's a different type, though. Yes, there is one other type that blooms at night. And let me share my screen. I'm going to share a Chrome tab. Now here's a website called Gardens Whisper by Stephen Webb. He looks at succulents and cactus and has some interesting photos in here. And I had a question in the chat earlier, how often do cactus bloom? And it says, while there are exceptions, most cactus flowers only bloom once per year. The blooming of a cactus plant will be determined by several factors, including its age and how well it's cared for. Not all cactus plants will flower as often as others. They do have to be mature. Some cactus take several years before they produce their first bloom. Varies from plant to plant. Temperature has a lot to do with it. Light levels, how much water. An underwater cactus plant will not flower as frequently or produce blooms of equal size. And we see that out here with the drought that we've experienced. Again, typically once per year. And I'm going to go back and share one more tab because Marshall has one that's different. And I think that's this one here, this Cirrus monstrose moon blooming cactus flower, and you actually can buy them on Etsy. And they only bloom once per year, and they bloom at night. It's kind of a spindly, thorny cactus. Doesn't look really impressive. Let's see what this link shows us. I'm looking for a photo. That's not it. Looking for a photo of the bloom. But they have a beautiful white bloom. Here we go. Let's see if this will play.
When I was a student, I'd write long essays that I'd work on for days. But now I'm writing short emails.
So this might be the one that looks a little different cactus there. But it's white, and typically they'll start blooming at night. Okay, let me get back to comments. They'll bloom at night. You have to
Let
catch
us
them.
suppose that you're down on your luck.
Close that. Close that. My plants bloom when they feel like it. Yep, that's for sure. Oh, we have Mo Nelly RV Adventures. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for popping in. Would dragon fruit be considered cactus family? I'm not sure. I don't know much about dragon fruit, but evidently it's stinky, according to Grandma Kelly. Oh, do we have Roy and Becky here? Good morning, Roy and Becky. There they are. Glad you could join us. And Roy and Becky are going live at 10 o'clock Arizona time, so that's about an hour and a half. So be sure to stop in and say howdy, howdy. They have a live stream every morning at 10 o'clock Arizona time. They're full-time RVers. They have a Class C, an 82 Class C named Honey. Easy to work on, easy to repair. They're full-time. And the money that they make on their YouTube channel pays for their gas and other things that they need. So if you can give them the support, it would mean a lot to me and would help them out. Dragon fruit is stinky. Not sure I've ever seen dragon fruit. Tracy has it. One is almost $6 here in Canada. Wow. Yeah, that's that night blooming Cirrus. I remember that, hearing that, Tracy. Lillian stopped by to say good morning. Good morning, Lillian. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, blooms at night and closed by morning. So we used to have one on the back of the property, and it died a couple of years ago. And we used to run out there. They all bloom about the same time every year, and it's a night bloom. Roy's just waking up. Yeah, Roy and Becky typically watch movies at night and get up about this time in the morning. So good Good you made it. I'm glad you made it. So dragon fruit, I'm not sure I've ever heard of that. No, Mobang is over in California. It says durian is the stinky one. And it's an acquired taste. Oh, you're welcome, Roy and Becky. You're very welcome. I talked a little bit about early on that we got a chance to test out Starlink with you guys up there, and that you're looking forward to ordering it and using it on the road. Look like it's going to work for you pretty well and will help you out. They struggle sometimes because they like to camp in the backwoods, and the farther back, the more they like it. And so Starlink opens up a lot of possibilities for anyone who wants to do some backcountry camping. Again, you just have to have a clear view when you get out there so you can get a signal. Oh, Debbie says dragon fruit has too many seeds, but it must be good. So Mobang has an issue with a neighbor. They want $5 each at the grocery store. Wow. Tim's saying hello to Roy and Becky. Ah, yes. They have a large collection of the night blooming cirrus at Tohono Chul Park, which is located, it's in Oro Valley area, kind of north of Tucson. They have a lot of cactus, a lot of desert collection of plants and cactus. So, whoa, Nellie, Lucy, are you guys traveling or doing anything now? Or are you staying close to home? Yeah, I have a video coming out, and Roy gave me a hand with that. I made a video on Starlink up in the forest, and that's coming out this Friday. So 5 days from now, it'll be coming out this Friday, and it shows how I take it down from the house, load it up in the RV, set it up in the forest, and I actually, with Roy's help, used his Jackery to see how many watts it pulls, because if you're boondocking, you need to know how many watts it requires to run. And so we were able to measure that with Roy's Jackery and see how much it pulls. Oh, good morning, Dee. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you being here. Anybody who doesn't know Fox Van D, I'm pretty sure everybody knows. She's up around 25,000 subscribers, has a great channel, and helps a lot of folks. Oh, Brian's still sleeping, but Lucy's up. Everybody's saying hello to Dee. Just woke up. I certainly understand that. It's okay. Fixing breakfast. Oh, yeah. Roy's a pretty good cook when it comes to breakfast. Let me show you. He made some beans and ham hocks while we were camping with him. Let me take that comment off first. Back to Bran. And here's Roy camping. And it turned out delicious. Now, did you see Starling sitting there, that little white square sitting out in the middle of the meadow? That's how we had it set up. Yeah, it was a nice sight there. Roy and I drove around a little bit looking. And yes, it's beautiful up there. And Roy and Becky are still up there. And we're down here in the heat. They're up there wearing their hoodies in the nice, cool forest. Cast iron, yeah, Roy is good at cast iron cooking for sure. Of course, they're a team and they do it together. Well, Tracy, they're both up here in northern Arizona, and they enjoy visits from folks, so don't wait too long. It is a beautiful area up there. No, it's not a desert. And that's the interesting thing about Arizona. We're down here in the Sonoran Desert and it's hotter and blazes. But about 3 hours, you can be up in the trees around 8,000 feet elevation. And in fact, even here in Tucson, we have a mountain range north of Tucson. And when I was growing up there, we'd go up there and sled in the snow and then come down and put our t-shirts on and ride our bicycles around with shorts and flip-flops. So it's a very unique area to live. We have a very diverse area here. Oh, you talk about mud? We had mud, Lillian. We had mud. You could see it, huh? And of course, we Anyway, you could see how muddy it was, and there were some rocks over there in the grass area. So Roy and Becky were coming back from town. They were trying to miss the rocks and ended up getting stuck in the mud. That's my black Jeep. You see pulling them out, and I towed that up there, so it sure did come in handy for that. Oh, we have Rayleigh here. Come on, Roy. It isn't a mud bogging vehicle. So Lillian says she lives between Mount Hood and Oregon coast. Okay, so she has some pretty diverse area up there too, and that's what I like about Arizona. Arizona has broad desert basins and beautiful sky islands, and that's right. No, it's not a mud runner for sure, and we proved it up there. But the good thing is the forest is getting some much needed rain up there, and yeah, rain's kind of a pain, but everything is green and nice up there. So we need a four-wheel drive to not get stuck in that area. Not necessarily, you just have to wait for the rain to stop. It does dry up pretty quickly. Yeah, we had fun, we certainly did. I'm going to show you another video of there was a beautiful meadow just to the north of this. Let me see if I can find it here. I uploaded it earlier that I flew the drone over. Here's the meadow that I flew over. Isn't that beautiful? We have Ashley here. Good morning, Ashley. Thank you for stopping in. Ashley's got a cute little puppy that she's raising, about 10 weeks old now. But Roy and Becky are still up there in that beautiful forest, enjoying every day. Yeah, it is a beautiful area up there. We just love it. And it's about 7-8 miles from the highway down the Forest Service Road. It's back there where there's not a lot of traffic. There is some. Sandra says it looks almost like Ohio. That's interesting. with the trees, I suppose. Yeah, that's exactly why Roy and Becky are up there. It is a beautiful area. That is actually Forest Service land. The National Forest is up there, and they have pretty much the same rules as BLM does. You can camp for 14 days at no charge. Of course, there are no hookups or dump stations or anything, so you have to be able to run off solar, tent camp, take your van up there, whatever you have, but you can stay 14 days in the forest without any cost at all. Small town tourist is here. Good morning, neighbors. They're up in the Mesa area north of us. Yeah, Portland, Oregon is a beautiful area up there. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate the support. Yeah, Lucy and Brian get around to quite a few meetups. In fact, we met them out here. They stopped by the Ironwood Forest National Monument. They had a view of this beautiful Ragged Top Mountain where they were parked. So I got a chance to stop in and say hello. Okay, so Lucy and Brian have a family there in Portland. So Tracy is originally from Tucson, and she likes the beauty of Arizona. And, you know, I spent over 20 years in the military, and we traveled, Oki and I traveled around the world, around the states, and nothing was quite like Arizona. So we came back here and settled here. Yeah, Box Fan D has a tough time. I think, D, you went up to visit your friend up around Grand Canyon, I think it was, and you were able to stay a couple of days before you had to head down. That's good, Tracy. You just find a place to park, and usually there are fire rings from other people who have camped there. Yeah, Tim and Gracie were out here camping too. In fact, I think some of your first boondocking was out here, Tim, right? We set them up on Pump Station Road there, found a good spot for them, and they stayed a few days before they had to move on. Lillian says Oregon needs rain. I know we've been in a terrible drought down here. Now, Oki and I went up to Bend, Oregon. We had some neighbor friends that lived up there, spent the summers up there. Bend is up in the mountains, and we were on a motorcycle at the time. We went up there, spent a couple of days, beautiful area, nice town. And we got up in the morning and we had snow on the bike. It actually light snowed that overnight. And that kind of was unusual for us. And that was August 1st when that happened. Yep, that was our first real boondocking. See, our view was out here, and and experienced boondocking for the first time, and then they did some up in Quartzsite. So if you, thank you, Tim, for posting a link to see our view. They're getting close to 500. They do a lot of cooking videos and also have an Instagram account where they show beautiful pictures of the area they're working in, and they're work campers. So if you can check out their channel, show them a little love, we would all appreciate it. We support each other. Dee's youngest was born in Prineville near Bend, Oregon. Okay. Crater Lake has snow year round. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, Oki and I want to make it to the coast of Oregon one of these days. Yeah. You're very welcome, Tim. And Tim and Gracie and Crystal, their daughter, kind of mix their videos up. They throw a little fun in there and have a good time and show how they cook as full-time RVers, and they're work campers. And so they spend the summer up there in Gunnison in Colorado work camping, and they take care of a number of campgrounds, stay very busy. And then they head down here towards Arizona in the wintertime, and that's usually when we get to see them. Yeah, we had a good time when we were younger. Oki and I traveled on a motorcycle. We looked like the Clampetts going down the road, you know, those Harleys with all the stuff piled on them. Well, that was us. We did some tent camping around, traveled around quite a bit. We're too old to do that now, so now we have an RV. Don't tell anybody, but we have an RV, which is very comfortable. Yeah, their trailer is fun, and they are a sweet family. Oh yes, Tracy. Lucy. I'm out there all the time. You know where we live? I roll out my gate, hang a left at the stop sign, and we're out in the monument. That's 129,000 acres. And normally you can't fly a drone in a monument, but this is also a military operations area. So it's not restricted from drone flights or military flights. And so I fly out here quite often. It's very unique in that way because it's a military operations area. There is a Apache training facility to the north of us at Pinell Air Park, and they fly out here. They fly their Apaches out here for training all the time. It's yard day. Okay, Grandma Kelly, don't work too hard. Remember to drink lots of water. It's going to be hot. Going to leave the stream running for the watch hours. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. We are an hour and 1 minute. So thanks, Lillian, for stopping by today. Appreciate it very much. So hope everybody enjoyed the stream today. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below the video. Give me a like. If you'd like to subscribe, I'd appreciate that too. And don't forget, Roy and Becky are coming up live in 1 hour, and they're up in the forest. Now their connection may be a little sketchy we'll see. They usually move their chairs underneath some trees, and then they get a connection, and then they come live. So be sure to check them out. And Dee is going to work. Give Maxie a hug for us, Dee. Thank you, Ava. Appreciate it very much. Everybody have a great day. I'm going to run my outro here.